Testing, testing. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How are we sounding, chat? And how's the music? Hello? 'Tis I, your noble host of today's stream. Good afternoon, evening, or morning, depending on your time zone. My setup is looking quite messy, so I apologize. But there are a lot of tools going on. I was trying to figure out something that works, and I'm sorry I can't have my other little guys. Let's see. Do you like my bacteriophage virus pencil cup that I got as a gift from one of my friends? Because I'm a dork. I'm using it to hold the clay tools and the paintbrushes for now. I could put it over here too, but then again, I don't want to reach over with my right hand too much. I'm only a little bummed that I can't, or I probably can, but I didn't have my little guys visible. I think they're a nice little set piece. How's that? Well, now Waddle Dee's getting cut out. I could always try moving the camera, but it is kind of an ordeal. Yeah. Let's see. This way. I think that might work. My throat needs a little warm up, so I gotta drink some of my oiter. So don't say I didn't hydrate this stream, okay? Alright, as you can probably see, I have both Twitch chat and a glossy PNG of Marx here to use as my color reference. And this is public enemy number 1 himself. He probably doesn't look very different from last time, but I did use a little bit of sanding sponge on him to try to get some of the rougher edges off. Sanding sponges. And I cut a little piece off so it wouldn't be quite as unwieldy. And then I gave him a coat of white paint because I thought, oh, maybe it'll make it more likely that the colors will pop out, you know, like how you draw on white paper most of the time. But I realized that probably wasn't necessary because the clay is already white. But, you know, live and learn. I also learned that this thing, the lid does not work very well. Or at least not for what I thought was going to happen. I thought the lid was going to make it so the paint didn't dry, and so you could reuse it more easily, but I still had to take the white dried paint from when I painted the white coat on them. It was like rock solid. I had to kind of scrub that out, but that wasn't too hard, so not a big deal. I think if I actually wanted to save the paint, I would have to do the thing where I use plastic wrap to actually touch the paint a little bit so that it doesn't dry all the way out. But anyways, let's see what kinds of colors we'll need. I got most of these colors as part of this big pack over here, and I took the little plastic off of the caps that I assumed I would use. We're gonna start out with light pink, because I'm gonna try to make this lilac-y purple color first. I'll just start with a little dab. Dab. A little purple. And I gotta choose which paintbrush I'm gonna do for the mixing. And just for stuff in general. This is the only one I've used so far, and you can kind of tell because of the shadow of the white paint from before. And compare and contrast some of the other paintbrushes. I got these. I believe these are both Testor model painting brushes, so they're very small. Shout out to my Gunpla friend for recommending these. I anticipate that they will work well, but it remains to be seen. I'm probably going to want to use one of these slightly wider brushes for the, broad areas. Maybe I'll use this one to make sure I can also get into the nooks and crannies. Okay. So my assumption is I could get close if I just take some of this. A little bit of purple. Let's see. Okay, I do like it. Maybe if I mix more of the pink in. Because bro is pale. Just to make sure I have enough. Yeah, back in high school when I was painting some clay figures, then I would have like an ocean of a certain color on the palette, and it didn't seem to be enough. So hopefully this won't be quite as dramatic. Okay, I'm a little nervous I'm gonna mess this up, I'm not gonna lie, but this is the test. Because this guy is meant to be a little fucked up. And evil, perhaps. I am currently painting the dump truck. Context is last stream I had to put a lot of extra clay on his backside to make it easier to stick to this kind of ball, like half ball, a hemisphere, if you will. And I asked for forgiveness for giving him a dump truck. No, I got some purple on his shoes. Hopefully the brown will be a little dark enough to hide that when it comes to. Let me get out one of these little guys. The longer bristles frighten me slightly, so I'll go with the very smallest. Keep seeing movement on the iPad, and I think it's the chat moving, but then it's just the delay of the actual screen preview. I thought putting the reference in this chat on the same screen would be a nice little hack to make sure I'm always checking messages. This is going to be kind of a nightmare in this corner by the foot. Right in this general area. Got a bit of lavender on the ball. comparing this to the picture, it does look like a bit more of a deep purple. So I think if I do another layer, I might add a little bit more of the pink. So it's a bit more canon compliant. I should probably just... Boop. Alright, let me go to this larger. There's a bit just between his eyes. My camera probably hasn't been focused this whole time, has it? Ah. Cheese and rice. Alright. Controversial. I'm moving the camera. Can't really see my palette if I do that, which is an issue. This would be nice, but I have to literally hold my camera to do this. Alright, give me just a second. I got an idea. I moved my laptop. Then I use this to hopefully get a slight bit of elevation. Headphone jack is dangerously taut. Let's see how this works. Maybe if I rotate a little. There. Okay. What next? I guess we could do the red next. I don't imagine I'll have to do a lot of mixing for that. Could also mix a tiny bit of red with the lilac I made to give him a blush color. Now my wrist is blocking everything. Ah! Welcome back, Looney. Thank you. I'll have to take a look at that when I'm done streaming. How do you feel about the lilac color I landed on for the paint? Maybe you'll see it a little better. Nummy! I presume that's good, because it means you want to eat it, but you shouldn't. It's acrylic paint and polymer clay. You shouldn't be eating cement either, Looney. It can't be good for your bowels. Hi there! I don't know if you've been to our chat before, but welcome. As it says in the title, I am in the second phase of creating my little Marx statuette. I'm painting him right now. Last stream, I made him out of polymer clay, and after that stream, I baked him in the oven. So he should remain solid, hopefully. I might have underbaked him slightly. And then off-stream, I'm going to be making statuettes like these for my friends, but of characters that they like. Oh my god, thank you! It's actually been a long time since I've done physical painting. I do not sell them. Anything that I do sell is just like digital art commissions. But I understand that that is a very different beast. I don't think I have the fortitude to produce these en masse. Let's see. Maybe I'll add the... I should probably do all the solid red parts before I get funky with the mixing. I have a, thank you. If you are interested in potentially seeing me do digital art, please consider following. I have an extremely irregular schedule, but when I remember to stream, it is either a funny video game or me doing art of some kind. Alright. I see how it is. I'm pretty sure I have don't be a bigot in the rules, so if you can't do that, then I'm sorry, but you are going to the Shadow Realm. Right now he's kind of looking like he's wearing like a Togepi hat. Yeah, you saw that too, right? That was weird. Why would someone walk in here, pretend to be nice, forgetting to read, and then just say things like that? I don't know. Guess that means that there are enough chat messages now that my little Nightbot thing has started, which is kind of neat. You know, extenuating circumstances notwithstanding. Alright, these triangles are not going to be equally spaced, so I hope that that isn't going to upset anyone. I'm trying to do this way so that I don't have to worry too much about painting white over the red, because I don't imagine that will be extremely successful. Yeah, and like, I'm sorry, but if you think I'm some kind of bad influence, you clearly have never met me. I am the most milquetoast queer you could imagine. Oh, I can't follow you on Twitch because you're queer. Like, what? It doesn't. None of those words are in the Bible. Yeah, that stuff's like real bummer stuff, and if you can do what you can to fight against it in your own life, I would highly encourage that. And the Lord saith, do not follow the gays on twitch.tv. Alright, I do kind of want to perhaps go over these again in white. Hell yeah, Looney, we love to see it. Every time you hear brass, you see his face. Oh. Morpho? keep adjusting because I'm worried that you won't be able to see the little guy. So feel free to yell at me if I'm just blocking the entire camera with my wrist. Because that is sure to happen again. Oh, nice! It's always fun when you, like... Well, it's not fun, but... when you, like, suddenly realize you weren't paying close attention to a detail in a character, but then you go back and it turns out you did fine. Crowned, my beloved. Thinks about the penis music version of Crown from DDD's Drum Dash Deluxe. The version 2 is a little better. And I had to hear it a lot more because I platinumed that game. This is the sound of Kirby Cafe, so... I believe whatever that is. Yeah, I figured it would be some nice Kirby-themed tunes that were laid back to match the tone I was hoping to get. It's very funny because in Drum Dash Deluxe, on Crown version 2, there's a portion where Maglor himself cameos to block your view with a little tapestry so you can't see ahead of you. And so it feels even more like a personal slight. Marx's theme is kind of funky. It's like slow and waltzy. It does have like time signature changes. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Again, the triangles are not evenly spaced and different sizes, but aside from that, I think we're getting somewhere. I'm guessing the character would be very hard to animate somehow. You can't do it yet. Well, not with that attitude, is what I'm trying to get at. If you want to do something, you need to practice. That's kind of the thesis statement of making this little guy in the first place. This is my practice. The obvious brushstrokes does make it kind of look like he's covered in ketchup. But, we'll fix that. I have a bit of experience with pixel art, but I don't know if I'm, like, good at teaching it, is the thing. I can check to see if some of my older VODs have me doing pixel art. Yeah, 3D modeling is something that I am not quite there with yet. Hello, Fluffington Fern, welcome. This is what I have so far, if you can see. I'm trying to go by color from like lightest and brightest to darkest. Because as you probably know, it's easier to paint over light colors than darker colors. The guy! The clown! Also, Fluffington Fern, you missed when someone came in, was really nice, and then was homophobic, so I banned them. It's weird, but you don't have to deal with them. Yeah, it's good that you're aware of the things that you need to work on, because then you can work to improve those things. Okay. Yeah. They're like, oh, I would follow, but I just noticed you're LGBTQ+, so I can't. And I was like, oh, I see how it is, and then I blocked them. Oh, you're gonna make the donut, are you? My rules, I think, literally say don't be a bigot. That person is a bigger clown than Marx could ever dream of being. Yeah, bro, this is no place for you. I'll go back to the larger brush to do the stripes on the wall. I mean, I would hope this isn't a platform for homophobes, but stranger things have happened, sadly. Let's see. Bro has got 8 stripes on this ball, and 2 of them are red. You already have Blender? I guess there's even less of a barrier for you to get started then. The Blue Sky devs are doing a Q&A. That sounds neat, but I am occupied. You're free to go over there if you want, of course. I'm not your mom. Can I set this down without... I think that will work. Let's see if we can't make a nice little blush for the guy. realize I can't really get the other cheek blushy from here. What? Who let me do this? Who did this? No, I will not take responsibility for my own mistakes. Let's see if I can actually paint white over any of this. Accidentally put a bit of red blush on one of his little pom-poms. Probably want the teeny tiny brush for the triangles. kind of messed them up, but I can always make them sharper again with some red. Man down! Still too much red in there. Ugh. Sorry, chat. I knocked on my little table.
I hit my knee.
Let's see. Thinking, what should I do next? Guess I should do the other side of his hat, just so everything's nice and symmetrical. Hopefully the polka dots will be a little easier to manage than the triangles. I don't, like the red, I don't imagine I'll need to adjust the blue very much, if at all. hope this isn't gonna activate anyone's trypophobia. When will my chatters return from the war? I'll manage just fine if people prefer to lurk, but I want to interact with folks. Play with me! Eh? Pretty good. This is not an ideal way to hold the guy. Thank you, Looney, and welcome back. Try to get a slightly closer look at him. To me, it still looks like the red is is a little too see-through so you can see the brushstrokes. The blue is easier because it's a little darker, but I might move on to something like a different color just so I can feel like he's finished sooner. At least finished as far as like the base colors, and then I can continue to tinker. I think I'll do his little shoes. The little baguettes. I was gonna use yellow, but I might just add white to the brown to get the lighter tone for the little laces. Apply it a little thicker because I don't want it to be... stay. the shoes. They kind of look like poopies right now, but I am working to fix that. Everything's falling over. Oh, man. Oh, wait, my username isn't anonymous. Right after you have some incriminating evidence against you. I don't see why he can't both be cool and a disgusting creature full of rabies. He seems more like a rabies kind of being to me, don't you think? It's giving rabies. Listen, I can understand that even the characters I like can have rabies sometimes. It's giving puntable, yeah. Also, thanks for recommending the tester brushes. Can I even get any more of this color without... Ah. It's a bit dried out. I'm probably gonna have to just mix some more. Yeah, I think you mentioned it in one of our private, in our direct message chat, when I was talking about, like, oh, hey, you know stuff about model kits, why don't you give me your wisdom? And these are... I don't know if the camera's gonna... My finger's kind of right over it. Is NECA the company or that makes the models that you were, or is that like a franchise that I'm blanking out on? NECA is a company that does somewhat affordable yet high detail action figures of franchises like Alien, Predator, Godzilla, and so forth. Nice! How are your shoelaces on this side doing, Marky Marks? Hold on, this is kind of a long one. They're the ones that lost the rights to Godzilla, leading to Playmates being the sole company in America to push out Godzilla toys. Which is why we have the gross Godzilla skin suit toy, because under capitalism, Playmate being the sole license holder in America for said toys, they can make cheap $3 products and sell them for $20. And I'm guessing the skin suit one is the one where it's, to evolve your Godzilla, you peel them. Which is kind of the funniest thing I can think of. I believe Saturday Fan is also a Megalore appreciator. Saying this because Crowned is on right now, and it is a banger. You need 5 Megalores. Well, if I can bully enough people to play with me and get star allies, we could be 4 Megalores. I haven't actually played much of Star Allies. I only really played it when one of my college buddies offered to have me join for multiplayer. And that was around when it came out, so like freaking 2019. I'm sorry, I don't know how to get you 5. I did find a Magalore player model Lethal Company mod, so we could get 5 Magalores that way, but then again, you would also have to bully enough people to be the other 3 Magalores. It's Megalore galore, even. I'm gonna make the blender donut and give it Magalore texture. Thank God someone here is making the donut. Actually, I think both Looney and Saturday Fan are making the donut, whereas I am refusing. Because I am but a simple coward. Oh, you keep putting it off? That's understandable, man. Every time I want to get into something, I just want to... You tried to make a person before you made the donut? Ah. I think I also tried making a creature before the donut. When I was taking like a college elective on making video games, and it didn't turn out very well. Another way we could maybe do 5 Magalore, since I know how to at least replace the textures in Return to Dreamland, is that we have the original Magalore, and then I make every other player character also a Magalore. Like, at least in colors. But then again, who am I going to bully to play with me? Oh, thank you! It is definitely tricky with how small I made the little guy, but we are managing. I don't know if I'm going to be getting it done tonight or if I'm just going to get the broad strokes done. That was a painting joke. I don't know if you got it. There's this bit that, like, I keep accidentally scraping the paint off of with the paintbrush on his shoe. Also, I don't know if you can see it very well if I hold it up like this, but this is the Star Allies artwork for Marx, and his shoes look so much like bread that I just want to eat. There's a reason I call his shoes baguettes. They look so tasty, or like a soft pretzel. Oh man. There are still a lot of little white spaces, but that's partially my fault for, being ambitious. What did you think I said? Keeping in mind that this is a safe for work chat. Mark's foot enjoyer, I guess. No! Hello! Welcome to the chat, Yokota BB. I've made some decent progress so far with painting this guy. Thank you. It's a character from Kirby. He's like a little jester. Was it the other foot that was the issue? We love clowns. 7 unique clown dolls. That's pretty cool. His shoes! The polish keeps coming off the shoes! Oh wow, from the 1940s? That's old. I think I'm gonna do a pass at the mouth and the eyes and then take a break. Just so that my eyeballs can rest, and when I come back to it, I can be like, oh, that's good, or oh, you! Looks like his eyes are purple. Very dark purple. You know, I want to be sympathetic to, you know, people being afraid of your little guy, but unidentified real hair is kind of not helping for me. It's still really cool, don't get me wrong, it's just specifying that it's unidentified. I did not use any black yet. Animal hair, some type of fur, not human. Okay. That's a little better. Unidentified just made me think of like, oh, this came from a person, but we don't know who. And that was freaking me out a little. Horse, cat, horse or cat because it's very soft. Okay. I would imagine horsehair would be more like bristly, but that's just because I was in orchestra and the horse like tail hairs are used for the bow strings on a lot of string instruments, from what I understand. So maybe if it came from like the horse's like mane or body, it wouldn't be as bristly and hard. You're not drawing something from Kirby, but it could be, so high-key vibing? That's nice. I'm on kind of a huge Kirby kick at the moment, so... But, there is an ulterior motive here because I am practicing for making painted polymer clay guys for my friends. And those are going to be off-stream because I want them to remain a surprise for Christmas. Just in case they watch the VODs. Guess what, chicken butt? What you're drawing is also a Christmas present. Nice. Well, I'm sure whoever's going to be receiving it will enjoy it very much. I'm usually more of a digital artist, but, you know, this has been really fun so far. Thanks again. This isn't the first time I've done this, but it has been a long time since I've done it. I used to do a lot of little painting things as a kid with my grandmother. And I also worked a bit with oven-baked clay, which is what this guy's made of when I was a kid. So I'm kind of marrying those two things. Partially because I thought it would be more cost-effective to get white clay instead of multiple colors of clay. And hey, if you don't mind a little bit of self-plugging, if you're interested to see what kind of digital art I make, I would suggest following the Twitch channel, so that when I eventually do return to digital art, you can check it out. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. I feel like the music is definitely kind of carrying the vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, thank you! I go back and forth on whether I have voice dysphoria, so it means a lot to know that my voice sounds nice. I'll have to brush his teeth later, but... I think that gets the point across. Might make the tongue a little darker so that it doesn't blend in with his little bow tie. Aw, thank you! Sometimes I say half as a joke that my voice sounds like an adult woman doing the voice for a boy child in a cartoon. But I've also been told that it would be that if it was more high energy, so maybe it's like that character, but they're depressed. Alright. The eyes are kind of intimidating because they're black on white, and so if I mess up, it'll probably be the most visible. But before we get to there, let me get some of that purple. And black. And maybe a little blue. It's kind of hard to see with the camera, but I am definitely using this little plastic palette thingy I got on my big art supply run to mix them. Needs more purple. Oh! Well, I'm sorry you're, like, second-guessing yourself, but if there's a way I can help, I could try. Alright, I was hoping for a dark but vibrant purple, but what I'm getting is more of, like, the Pokemon Grimer. So I may have to keep adjusting. Oh, shading metal with watercolors. That does sound pretty tricky. Because I imagine you'd want to shade part of it lighter for the reflection, but I don't know how that would work with watercolors. But then again, I am not the one to ask about that, because... Drawing a train in a dream cloud landscape type deal. That does sound very Kirby-coded. And also very beautiful. I'm sure it'll turn out very lovely. Perhaps I should have thought of which way he's looking before before now. Like, is it straight forward? Is it up a little? Is it to the side? The image I have, he's looking directly at the viewer, but this one, it seems like he's moving more in a specific direction, so I might just put it moving to his left. Just do dirt face? I mean, I guess there's precedent for that, since his eyes will go in two different directions when he's going apeshit. But this is meant to be a bit more of a cute little guy. So I think I'll have him going off a little bit to the left. Bit too much water on the brush for my liking. It's getting a little scary. You got games on your phone? Hey, Looney. I don't remember if I allow links in my chat. I mean, I allow links in the chat. He needs his meds. Yeah. I thought I've been streaming longer than I have. I take a look and it looks like it's been. I guess it has almost been 3 hours. That is pretty good. While I'm using Way, I think I'll have to brush his teeth a little. Marx would have a cavity. He'd have multiple cavities. Next Kirby tier. Who has the best dental hygiene? How much sugar is everywhere in Dreamland? I'd expect there'd be kind of a crisis of dental hygiene. Hygiene. Yeah, Kirby eats everything, and also he takes a nap before he brushes his teeth. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah. Aww. Thank you. I don't think I have the wherewithal to make these regularly to sell them, but who knows? I think he needs a little more Urple. Oh fuck, it's Galactonite. I feel like everyone would think Meta Knight has like perfect teeth because of how disciplined he is, but he also struggles with hygiene, just or dental hygiene, just because bro loves his chocolate. Aw, that's cute. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it very well, but just a little extra purple. The beach ball could definitely use some work, but that's also partially because I am not sure how to place this guy when the beach ball is wet. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Yokota. I hope you sleep well. Why is he called the Aeon Hero when Aeon, Age of Big Years, and Hero not cause Kirby kill? Good question. Why do they call it Aeon Hero when you A-on the warrior into the big sleep, then out on eat the food? Yours was probably funnier. Out on in the crystal, yeah. Maybe it's just the bias slash copium, but I would hope DPD has good teeth. He's got those retractable cartoon bird teeth that are kind of horrifying if you think about them for any length of time, but otherwise they're not really a big deal. Why Night Crystal trapped in when who Crystal put in? Why Crystal? Where Crystal? Accidentally making the paintbrush too wet has kind of led to this nice gradient on the tongue, which I think is working. Nobody ever how is the crystal asks. Everybody asked Kirby 64 the crystal shards, but nobody asked. Hold on. Let me reformulate this joke so it's actually funny. No. It was a good bit. I'll miss it very dearly. I was gonna say, did I miss a spot? But just some white got on the bottom of his foot. And there's no money in the cash register. Which is to say, I think my lighter brown kind of dried up a little. What do I think of Bag of Spores, Mag of Horrors, Mage of War? Uh, I'm pretty neutral on Magalore. Like, I feel like I don't quite get how popular he is, but I don't hate him or anything like that. I think it's funny to bully him. Dinky Spine. Hold on. Dinky Spine. Only funny name on Dinky Spine. Why is this so... Oh. King D-Mind? Well, he's shaped like DDD, so that's a huge bonus. So I think he's pretty neat, even though he doesn't seem like much of a character. I think he looks cool. Am I wrong to despise Gooey? I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong, so maybe? I mean, he probably wouldn't mind if you did that. He uses his tongue for everything else, so I don't think it has, like, pain receptors. I think it's interesting that he's made of dark matter, but isn't mean because he's stupid. Like, is that a commentary on how ignorance is bliss and how knowing is a burden? Maybe stupid is too harsh. He just doesn't really know what's going on. I can relate to not knowing what's going on. I may be stupid, but I also may be stupid. Yeah. I may be an idiot. But Gooey, finish the sentence. No, that's it. I like answering opinions on Kirby character questions. This Kirby Kick of Mind is relatively new, so I feel like I'm not the most knowledgeable, but I will happily give you my onions. thinking about GUI kind of reminded me about how I have a Google Doc about what I would make for like a Kirby Mario Party. And I think how it would work is that the characters available from the beginning are like Kirby, four alternate colors for Kirby, Gooey, Bandana D, Adeline, and actually that might be it. I think it was 8. And then you unlock more after you play a board for the first time. My friend said that I was exercising restraint by not having my personal Blorbo King DDD as the first unlock. I also made some OCs to kind of go with that game. One of them wasn't originally for that little thing, but I made him some siblings that were more involved. Oh, that's all right. What do you last remember hearing, and I can try to go from there. Oh yeah. I made a trio of sibling OCs, and they're kind of like the hosts for the Kirby Mario Party idea I had. Alas, I am no game developer, so I am not going to be able to make that without actual focus. And since I'm more here for vibes, I just... yeah. I just kind of imagine how it would work and then put down my idea in a Google Doc and they just kind of sit there for the rest of eternity. And then sometimes I'll look back on it and I'll be like, wow, this is pretty neat. I might even make like little comics about what the like beginning of a round on a certain board would look like. Because like I imagine there would be interviews with some of the characters. So, like the, insert the name of the group that is Zan Partisan. She's okay. Flamberge the Goat and Francisca Snooze. Well, as I might have mentioned before, I have not played Star Allies much on my own, so I don't know much beyond, like, the vibes. And like, oh, this one's the ice one, and this one's the lightning one. But they seem alright. But is it like that? Question mark. I mean, I remember just because I think it's... Because I think I have some friends in, like, a Kirby server that like her. And I think it's cute that they're all named after weapons that they also used. Yeah, they're themed after the element that murdered them, and then they got the powers from. And then it's also the weapons they have. Oh, my OCs? Yeah, they are kind of themed. They're kind of like Venetian, like Commedia dell'arte looking guys. Because I am a sucker for that sort of quote unquote plague doctor mask with the beak. The oldest sibling is like the one that aspires to be an actual boss fight, but he's there for his family, just like, okay, I'll help you run your little carnival, traveling carnival thing. Then the middle child is the announcer. And then the youngest is the one that you get the not stars, which I think I made cake slices because that seems very Kirby coded. That, and I could have it so that you have to get a certain number of slices to make the whole cake. I'd be curious to see what a Nine Souls OC would look like. The character designs in that game kind of go hard. But also, I am not 100% familiar with Chinese naming conventions, which I think is what that game uses for most of its characters. Roughly cat-like and anthropomorphic. Okay. Always here for cat furries. Named after either big Chinese figures or Chinese myth. Okay. So it wouldn't be super hard to research. But I haven't played the game yet, so I do not have the hyperfixation. I don't know if I will anytime soon. Just because there's a lot going on. That's valid. I just when I make characters, I like making the names like either a pun or otherwise have some sort of meaning that matches the character. So I feel like just picking a name and moving on is not in my nature. You know, I said I was going to take a break, but I think just sitting here and talking to somebody about Kirby has given me a second wind. That is pretty cool. I feel like even if I agreed with the philosophy, I wouldn't feel comfortable calling myself that, only because I don't have the cultural background and I feel like I would be appropriating something. But maybe that's just me being too cautious. guess that's fair. It's just also some religions are more specific to certain cultures or more or less open to people from outside cultures coming in and adopting their practices. And so I personally am not qualified for that. Granted, I think I take more of a scholarly interest in religion and philosophy than a spiritual one. So that also kind of influences how I see these things. Like a scholarly interest. Like religious? Yeah, so like something that is very culturally specific. Okay, that makes sense to me. Get a couple nice shots of him. Hopefully I can get one for the thumbnail of the VOD. I could just take a picture, especially for the YouTube one. I definitely need to polish up the beach ball part a little bit, but I can leave the bottom probably a little messier just because you're not going to see that very often. But I'm pretty satisfied with this. Again, I think I'm going to rest my eyes a little while, like maybe tomorrow morning. I'll take a look at it and see what needs tweaking, if anything. But after that, it would be just using this per the request of, or not the request, the suggestion of person at my craft store, Mod Podge. Water-based glue sealer and finish. So I could basically use it as a glaze to cover it so that it has this nice matte finish and the paint won't chip. So I think I am going to kind of save and quit here. How about I put you next to some Dreamland buddies as I organize the end of the stream. They're hanging out. You can't even tell which one was made by me. I mean, you probably can, but... Alright. While that's going, I'm going to see who can be rated. Let's see who is going. Actually double check just so I don't send you to a 18 plus channel on accident. All right, because it looks like alright, it looks like this one is safe for work and all that. Chimeran Dragonite is playing Pokemon Yellow. Pokemon Yellow Legacy. Hardcore Nuzlocke. That's exciting. At least to me it's exciting. So I think I am going to send y'all over there. I am not powerful enough to have a raid phrase yet, but if you'd like to just hit him with a quote from your boy Marxy Marx. And well, bam. All right. Thank you so much for joining. And I will see you next time I stream. Enjoy Chimeran Dragonite's stream and have an excellent rest of your day or night.